Hello, beautiful people. Today I'm going to be doing a room tour. I know literally no one asked, and probably, frankly, no one really cares, but hey, I'm going to do it anyways. Sorry if I sound a little weird. My cheek is like swollen for whatever reason. There's no reason for it to be swollen. Ooh, you can really see that there. So, yeah, hopefully I don't die. Anyways, regardless, so this is where my bed is. I know, crazy. This is where a lot of the activity happens, like sleeping. I don't know what you were thinking. So yeah, sleep in my bed. My sister made this like crocheted thingamabob. I'm not even knit, crocheted, potato. And I have a weighted blanket that my girlfriend got me. Really like that too. And then this like comforter is like a comforter that I had when I was really young. Then my sister made this pillowcase thing too. So yeah, good job. I'm not gonna say your name because privacy reasons, but yeah. And then this little corner, I have all of my Legos. Yippee! This is like years of collection and stuff. And then all of my sorted Legos. I have some unsorted Legos under there, like a whole bin full. Yeah, don't ask what happened to the Millennium Falcon. It kind of just, yeah. Last time I streamed playing Legos, it was like an hour afterwards. It just like, and it literally exploded. It just like fell off and went the contact point on the floor. And just like it spread. Everything just fell apart. There's very few like pieces that are connected. Yeah, I wanted to play Legos today. I was gonna play Legos today, but I ran out of time because I was helping my mom mulch. Anyways, regardless, so yeah, I got some Legos, some of which have been taken apart by friends or what have you. And then, I'm sorry, my room is a little messy. I just cleaned it for the most part, and I still have some stuff on the floor, just pardon the messiness. But yeah, right here is the little work corner. This is where I keep my work uniforms. Those aren't all of them. I'm still cleaning them. But yeah, this is my little work corner with my, high-vis vest, pants and belt and stuff. Lysol, we don't talk about that. And my drone stuff. This isn't actually all of my drone stuff. This is just my Phantom 4 stuff with the hard case, and then all of my Phantom 4 equipment in here. Essentially, yeah, just Phantom 4 stuff. Then I have my mini SE in the middle drawer right over here. This is where I keep all my filament, and I kind of running out of space, so I'm just, the filament is spreading. So yeah, it's like cancer. It's just like exponential growth of filament. I have a lot of filament right now, but I ran out of space in my drawer, like I said, so it's just kind of spreading. And then over here is one of my printers. His name is IB15, and yeah, he's kind of decommissioned at the moment because he broke the other day. I tried to start a print, and yeah, the extruder motor just stopped working, so I was like, nice. Yeah, so the extruder motor stopped working. I know the motor works because I checked it with some other wires. I just hooked it up to the x-axis, and that worked. So I know the motor was fine, and it was a wire or something. So I bought a new wire. I just bought a set of wires for like $9 off Amazon. And that came yesterday, today, something like that. The wire works, everything works. And then I had to solder it because I have the direct drive mod on. I had to solder everything. So I'm soldered in a little extension cable just because the motor is normally mounted here. But I mounted here for the direct drive. And for those who don't know much about 3D printing, it's just better. In summary, it's just much better. We'll get back to those. Yeah, so coming into my little man cave, I have my dressers stacked up like a wall. If you haven't seen already, they're kind of just like stacked up in a wall to kind of hide my little man cave and keep all my printer noises just kind of in there. I can still hear my 3D printer noises from my bed, just in case there's some skipping or any kind of like a kind of noises. I can hear that, which is great. I think that's the fastest you can That's like the best alarm clock. When you hear your printer actively tearing itself apart, you're like, oh crap, I don't want to have to spend $100 on repairs. So you like rip the sheets off and then like broke to the printer. And oftentimes when it's like that, I just yank the cord. I just pull the plug. Like, I don't even try to go through the menus of like stop. No, I just rip it. Yeah. You can tell I've done that a couple times. So yeah, we've got my little man cave right here. I got all my computer components. I built my PC, so all my computer components. You can pause the video and if you really want to care what the components of my PC are. Anyways, going into my little man cave. Is like the jankiest setup for the like curtain, just kind of like folded in the window. Anyways, yeah, this is my man cave. It's nice and cozy, nothing too special. Like I said, IB15 is kind of decommissioned right now. He's normally right here, but he's not right now because, yeah, I'm still repairing him. He's in there, but yeah, you might be wondering why I have just like a thing of change right here. I am too. Actually, just kidding. I'm printing numbers for my sister's wedding. So this is the number 2. And these are all some of the mostly failed prints, and then some actual prints. I got silk filament, and this stuff is gorgeous once you get, the settings right and it doesn't look like that. Like, look at that. That's garbage. I couldn't figure out. I thought it was heat creep initially, but I realized it can't be heat creep because it was starting way at the bottom. The under extrusion was starting at the bottom. I'm like, heat creep doesn't do that. It starts at a certain time. And yeah, no, not heat creep. I just had the temperature way too low. I'm having to print this silk PLA running at like 50 millimeters per second at like 245 Celsius, which is like, seems a little high, especially for PLA, but I've never printed in silk before, so who knows. Yeah, so we've got some other ones. I had like 4 or 5 ones where the supports just kind of fell off, so it just kind of looks like that. Yeah, I don't know where the rest of the ones are. There were a lot more ones. I know there's a lot of ones here, but there's probably like 3 or 4 more that just kind of, yeah. And just because I didn't want these falling over, I weighted the bottoms with pennies, and so you can see the holes right there where I just slot the pennies in. And originally I was printing everything horizontal like this, so bottom up. So I would just have to pause at a certain point, put pennies in, and they go up from there. But number one, the quality doesn't look like super great, especially if you're viewing it like this. It just doesn't look that great. So I had the genius idea of trying it like this, where number one, you don't need supports, and number two, the pennies just are seated a lot better. So yeah, and it's faster. No supports, faster, but I did get some, user error kind of stuff. Originally, instead of pennies, my mom kind of just wanted like this base things, but like this didn't work, or it did work, and I just didn't like it. And I was like, Mom, that looks bad. Why not, instead of having these base things, it like weighs so light, just print a regular one, and we can have some holes for some pennies, and voila, a weighted number. Genius. Now I gotta print like 4 more ones because, yeah, I only have a couple successful prints. I think in the total like 10 or 11 prints thus far, I only have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, a lot of prints. I only have 3 successful prints. I know, it's very sad. So only 3 successful prints. And so I have 2 1s and 1 2. No, wait, 2 2s. Because, yeah, we have 4 successful prints. I lied. So, yeah, anyways, that's what I've been doing. And that's what I was trying to do with IB15. But, yeah, that obviously didn't work because, the thing about 3D printing and owning like an entry-level kind of 3D printer like an Ender 3 or an Ender 3 V2 is you'll get the most unique ways for a print to fail. I kid you not. You really will. Yeah. my video cut off. But anyways, yeah, you get some unique ways for prints to fail. I think that's most of my room. I'm not gonna even dare to show you my closet because it's a mess in there and I really need to clean it. But let's be honest, most of us have messy closets, so I don't feel too bad. I don't like messy stuff. It happens sometimes. I've been busy with senior stuff. So yeah, and then last but not least, I've got all my GoPro equipment. I definitely didn't just throw all of my stuff in the bag because it looks a lot better than having just a whole bunch of stuff just lying all over the floor. Definitely not at all. But yeah, I hope y'all's day went well. Anyways, God bless y'all, peace, and I'll see you around probably. I think I probably have a tooth infection. I really, really don't want to go to the dentist. Anyways, God bless y'all. Peace. See you in the next one.